New York, after decades in prison, 3 men were cleared Friday in one of the most horrifying crimes of New York's violent 1990s, the killing of a clerk who was set on fire in a subway toll booth. A judge dismissed the murder convictions of Vincent Ellerbe, James Irons and Thomas Malik after Brooklyn District Attorney Eric Gonzalez cited serious problems with the evidence on which these convictions are based. He pointed to doubts about the men's confessions and problems with witness identification. The 3 confessed to and were convicted of murdering token seller Harry Kaufman in 1995. The case resounded from New York to Washington to Hollywood, after parallels were drawn between the deadly arson and a scene in the movie Money Train. The findings of an exhaustive, years-long reinvestigation of this case leave us unable to stand by the convictions, Brooklyn District Attorney, E. He cited serious problems with the evidence on which these convictions are based and acknowledged the harm done to these men by this failure of our system. The confessions conflicted with evidence at the scene and with each other, and witness identifications were problematic, prosecutors say. Some of the men have long said they were coerced into falsely confessing in the case, which had a lead detective who later was repeatedly accused of forcing confessions and framing suspects. Ellerbe, 44, was paroled in 2020, but Malik and Irons, both 45, have remained in prison. Malik was still getting his head around the long-awaited news Friday morning that prosecutors were reconsidering the case, lawyer Ronald Kuby said. Yesterday was the first day that he actually allowed himself to believe that he's going to be free, said Kuby, who also represents Ellerbe and said Th. Kaufman was working an overnight shift at a Brooklyn subway station on November 26, 1995, when attackers first tried to rob him, then squirted gasoline into the booth and ignited it with matches while he pleaded, "Don't light it," authorities said at the time. The booth exploded, and the 50-year-old Kaufman ran from it in flames. The married father died 2 weeks later. The attack bore some resemblance to a scene in Money Train, an action movie that had been released 4 days earlier. Then Senate Majority Leader and Republican presidential hopeful Bob Dole took to the Senate floor to call for a boycott of the movie. Authorities gave mixed signals over the years about whether they believed the film had inspired the killing. Police scoured for suspects and eventually came to question Irons, getting a confession that he was acting as a lookout. He implicated Malik and Ellerbe as the men who had torched the toll booth.